On the last day of my camping trip, I finally saw the sun again.
I'm very happy the sun is finally out.
And I decided to enjoy it by hiking a classic Pisgah trail, Looking Glass Rock. I've lived in the general area for nearly 7 years now, which is absolutely crazy to think about. My brain still thinks high school was like 7 years ago. But the point is, I've lived here for a while, but this is my first time enjoying this classic hike. Mainly just because Appalachia has so many amazing recreation opportunities. Chances are I could run, bike, paddle, and camp in this region for a decade, and still have more places to explore. Speaking of running, I do normally prefer trail running over hiking, at least for the flats and downhills. Uphills are debatable, but as you can tell, I am not running Looking Glass Rock. I'm hiking today, and that's because I was having some hip flexor issues, and I was trying to not make it worse before going to Peru. I'm now back from Peru, and I'm happy to report my hip flexor is feeling much better, and it did not give me any issues in Peru. Those videos should start coming out in the next 2 or 3 weeks, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see the hiking that I did in Peru. It's a lot of cool architecture in mountains, alpacas, and me being out of breath. So like I mentioned in the beginning, this hike in Pisgah was on the last day of a 3-day solo camping trip to Gorgeous State Park. On the first day, I hiked my paddleboard into Lake Julia and paddled in the rain. And on my second day, I hiked to a few waterfalls in Gorgeous State Park, also in the rain. I'll link the other videos from this trip down below if anyone's interested.
Still got another mile or so to the summit, but it's starting to open up a good bit. In case I haven't mentioned it recently, I love hiking through these green tunnels. There's a lot I love about hiking in Pisgah, and the Smokies, and the whole Appalachian region. But green tunnels are one of them. This is cool. I had no idea this was up here.
I learned after the fact that this is actually a helipad used for emergencies, and if you keep going, you can get a nice view from the lower ledges, which obviously means I have to go back at some point to check that out. Alright, this is slick.
Alright, I think the trail can officially be considered a stream at this point. And there's a waterfall. Oh, there's multiple waterfalls.
I think this might either be a roll-in sallow or a figure 8 sallow, but I'm not 100% certain. Also not 100% certain on those pronunciations.
Got some nice flame azaleas up here. Almost to the summit now. Still got nice blue skies over this way. Starting to look a little gray over here. Really hoping I can do all my hiking and not get rained on. The rain made for a very interesting hike on the way up. I liked hiking through the essentially stream, but I am tired of being wet myself. I think that opening was actually the summit, so you're starting to go down now. I think it goes down a little ways. I'm hoping there's a viewpoint at the end of this. I'm not actually sure if there's or not though. I know this far end is where there's a lot of popular rock climbing routes. So, hoping to get a good view, but not sure if there's actually one this way or not.
I was just super impressed with how many different types of lichen were growing on this one tree. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to be always adventuring.